Hey also guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Real Madrid 3, Leganés 2. A much more tighter game than I anticipated. I actually predicted Real Madrid 3, Leganés 1. You know, I knew Leganés would have scored, but I didn't expect that from Real Madrid's defense. I didn't expect that poor of a defensive display from this team. That was absolutely painful. The game was at 4 a.m. I stood up, at night, in the middle of the night, to watch that, and I fell asleep. To be honest, I did. After Bellingham equalized, I was like, look, we might win this game, which we did, but I have just wasted an hour of my time watching that. At 5 a.m., I was already very tired, but to see that kind of display defensively, I was just like, is it really worth wasting another hour or so of my time, you know, watching that? Not really. Because defensively, that was absolutely horrendous. That was just a lot of crap, to be honest. I thought that defensively, that was just unwatchable. And where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because look, clearly, when you have got a defense of Fran Garcia with Mendy out, you've got Asensio and Rudiger, your two centre backs, and you've got Lucas Vasquez with Carvajal obviously out and Fede Valverde being rested. It shows you that we do need Ferland Mendy, we do need Fede Valverde in that back line. We do need those players in the big games. We are going to be playing Arsenal in a few weeks' time. In fact, next week we'll be playing Arsenal. The following week is the home game. And then I believe in about a month's time, we are playing Barcelona away. Now, with that display, we are going to get hammered by Barcelona again. 4-0, 5-2 this season already. Now, have we progressed defensively from the 4-0? Offensively, I would say it's been better. Mbappé is obviously turning around. But apart from Mbappé, has the squad actually showed that sort of comeback, that sort of fight back since that 4-0 in, was it October or November or whenever it was? That sort of down, I wouldn't say downfall, but that sort of tough times 5 months ago. Since then, I only think that Kylian Mbappe has, worked really, really hard to make sure that he's playing at his absolute best. This team should not be playing that way. Defensively, that was shocking. And okay, Lucas Vasquez isn't a right back. Fran Garcia likes to bomb forward. That leaves space behind. But come on, Rudiger and Asensio were terrible. And yes, it obviously affects them if their fullbacks are affected. They are going to be dragged out of position. We talked about this before during their classical game, the 4-0. Vasquez constantly not in his position. Rudiger had to come and cover. Things like that happen, right? But the amount of times Leganés can just get on the counter and play one simple through ball forward, and the defender isn't there, the right back isn't there, the two centre backs have just left a big gap in the middle of the pitch for the attacker, for the striker to run at. And they had a shot, right, in the second half, which the striker just shoots it. He misfires it. But if he had taken that opportunity, Leganés would have been leading 3-2, if I'm not wrong. So let's not act like, the second half it was, better. Okay, Leganés had that pressure of, defending their lead. Real Madrid straight away in the second half were attacking. Obviously, we had to go for it. We scored. earlier in the start of the second half because Leganés was starting to play, very defensive. They were trying to protect their lead, which you can understand totally. But they had chances as well in the second half. They had lots of chances in the first half. Defensively, that was just horrible to watch. Like, it wasn't just Fran Garcia, it wasn't just Lucas Vazquez. Rudiger and Asensio were both affected, and their performance were not great. It wasn't great at all. And I mean, yeah, the defense. Can you really blame Lunin? Can you blame Lunin? To be honest, I don't blame Lunin. I see Lunin as the man in goal. The two goals. I mean, what's he supposed to do? The first one, I mean, Fran Garcia plays it on, but Lucas Vazquez just sort of touches it onto the opponent. That is the problem. Second goal, I mean, how is that ball being played into that middle for Dani Raba? How is Dani Raba unmarked in the box? Like, where is the centre halves? Where is the defenders? Like, come on, what is Lunin supposed to do there? I can't blame Lunin, to be honest. The back four I thought were poor. Modric, Camavinga, Bellingham couldn't keep control of the game today. And I'm not going to blame Luka Modric. He's 39 years old. He's not supposed to be playing every single game. And he steps in. He does a decent job. It's not great, but I'm not expecting a 10 out of 10 from him. I'm expecting a 10 out of 10 from the other players. But Luka Modric, we can cut him slack. Camavinga, look, made a couple of fouls, but you need that sort of aerial dual ability player who is in there making those tackles, making those challenges, going for the ball. I thought he did well in that aspect, but again, like I said, the midfield not able to control the ball. I thought Adregula was actually pretty good, to be honest. Look, I don't really get this whole glaze of Adregula. Look, as a fan, I want every single player to do well. But I've seen people, saying that he should be playing every single game now. Over what? Like the fact that he's played an hour against Leganés. Yes, he had 0.9 expected assists, but, you know, based on the fact that he got that, are we supposed to start him every game? No. He needs to play more. I get that. I agree. But I'm not expecting this player to be playing every single game, starting every single game, and playing for 90 minutes. I think sometimes you can start him. I think this is a game he'll start. I think the Copa del Rey game against Real Sociedad, he can start. Next weekend against Valencia, maybe he can start. But when you come to the other games, the Champions League games, when you play Athletic Club at home, when you're going to play Getafe away, Barcelona away, those games that we have, I think he's not going to be expected to start, and he has to accept that fact that he's not going to start every single game. But I thought that with the 60 minutes or so that he got, he did pretty well. We saw some good sparks, good spells, and you have to obviously motivate these players on. Um, Brahim, bit unlucky, hit the post with a shot. But overall, not much going down the left hand side. And the reason is when you see Real Madrid have the ball on the left hand side and it's with Fran Garcia, he's the only one hugging the touchline. Because Brahim Diaz moves into that little small pocket in between the defender and the midfielder. So he's not actually staying out wide. He's sort of playing that left attacking midfielder role. That sort of attacking mid, but on the left side of the pitch. So he's not really a winger. And that didn't contribute anything because there wasn't any width as when Vinicius Jr. plays or Rodrigo plays in that position. And Fran Garcia was left alone, trying to send crosses in. And Mbappé got onto a few of them, but why are we trying to get headers? Why are we trying to get crosses in? Mbappé is not a tall player. There isn't anyone in the box that is tall and good at headers. Why are we putting crosses in? And we've done it not just once, we've done it multiple times during the game. And obviously, with Brahim not supporting Fran Garcia, the only problem and the only way that Real Madrid could have attacked on that left hand side was by putting random crosses into the box, hoping that someone will get at the end of it again. Yeah, Bellingham scoring again. You know, the hate that he's been getting is absolutely crazy for me. Look, he's not been scoring, but stop this narrative that when he's not scoring, when he's not assisting, he isn't playing well. Yes, last season he exceeded expectations in terms of GA, but this is not a player who has been brought in to do that role. He isn't a player who was brought in to score goals or get lots of assists. You know, he has been doing well in terms of the GA, but his main role, his main objective isn't to get, 30, 35 GA a season. So occasionally scoring goals like he did today is great, but let's not, say if he doesn't score, he's having a bad game, because stats aren't everything. And I thought he had a good game. Again, helping out in the midfield, but again, no control. And when I say control, I mean having the ball, keeping the ball, dictating the play, you know, keeping the possession. I thought Leganés had a lot of the ball in good areas, and in the midfield battles, they were probably winning. And man of the match for me is Mbappé. Again, like I said, he has worked really hard. You can see the improvement from 5, 6 months ago. That confidence to take that penalty and do it with a Panenka. The free kick, first ever direct free kick goal, I believe. But to score that free kick as well was brilliant. And there is now 33 goals in all competitions for Mbappe. Easily man of the match, best player on the pitch for Real Madrid. Um, and sometimes I see him as the only one who is doing something that is positive. And for a player who was labeled a flop, that is pretty impressive. Um, but yeah, and then Vinicius Junior, Valverde, Rodrigo, Tchouaméni all came on and did not really offer a lot, to be honest. So there's that. Again, the likes of Endrick not really getting any minutes. But you know, it's what it is. But yeah, like I said, first goal controversial amongst rival fans. I think it's a penalty, and you are gonna call me biased, but look, I've said before, if there's contact in the box, it's a penalty. Yes, he might have gotten the ball, the defender, but there was contact on Arthur Goulet. So for me, it's a penalty. And Mbappe steps up, little chip down the middle, the Panenka, the confidence to take that on. It's cold. And then, straight away, I don't know how they have scored within 90 seconds, but Rosier has the ball, squares it into the box. Um, Someone attacked it. It hits Vasquez. I think it went through Vasquez's legs, but it touched him. It went to Diego Garcia, um, who scored a tap in basically. Look, Lunin should have done better there for me. The positioning wasn't good enough. You're leaving the left hand side of the goal just empty. But was he anticipating that to go to Diego Garcia? No. But as a keeper, should you be anticipating that? Yes. That's the problem. Fran Garcia playing everyone on side. Lucas Vasquez hitting the ball means that basically he's the one passing the ball to the opponent player, basically. Um, so, yeah, good goal for Leganés, but it was poor all round defensively. And then, literally 7 minutes later, again, Rosier, how is he driving with the ball from the right side of the pitch to the center of the attacking area of the pitch, and then finding, was it Oscar Rodriguez? I think it was, wasn't it? Um, yeah, finding Oscar Rodriguez, and then he just puts a ball into the box, and Danny Raba somehow is empty, he's unmarked in the box, and he has a simple tap in again. Like, how is that possible? And this time round, Vasquez, what are you doing? The two centre backs, I don't know what they are doing. Clearly, Asensio got to our position again. What are we doing defensively? Equalizing goal, Bellingham. Yeah, again, really good play. Fran Garcia squares it for Bellingham. Good shot, saved by the keeper. Um, and then I think Brahim was there with an effort that was cleared off the line by Renato Tapia. He hit the bar. It bounced back down for Bellingham, who was there, the first player there to attack it home. Good play. As the commentator said, for the game, everyone there for Leganés were ball watching. Bellingham obviously knew that he had to get in there, the box, for any rebound, any sort of bounces. Got in there for the rebound, scored a really good goal. And then again, um, free kick, Tapia fouling Rodrigo um, from behind. People are saying that's not a foul. Like, come on, guys. But Mbappé steps up, plays that little sort of pass with Fran Garcia. Passes to Fran Garcia, who leaves it back to Mbappé. And great shot, great goal. His first ever free kick goal, which is amazing. So, obviously, what that means is Real Madrid get a win. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was a great performance, because it wasn't. And look, Barcelona play tonight against Girona, and I don't anticipate Barcelona dropping points at home against Girona, but maybe something crazy can happen. But who knows? Um, yeah. Again, like I said, this team is showing so much signs that we've never seen before in terms of we're still in every competition that is remaining. La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Champions League. But are we going to win? Or, probably not, are we going to win any? And that is the question. Are we going to win any? Because defensively, that display yesterday, showed that if you're going to play like that defensively every game, you are not going to get that luck. At home against Leganés, with that defensive display, you only won by one goal. If you play Barcelona with that display against the likes of Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, you are going to get absolutely cooked again. If you play, maybe not Arsenal, even if you beat Arsenal, you play PSG in the next round. This is a different PSG side than what we've seen before. Even if you can get through them and you play Barcelona in the final again, even if you get through Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey and you play Barcelona or Atletico Madrid in the final, it will be the same situation again. We could play Barcelona 3 more times this season in every competition, and honestly, we could lose all three with that display, and that is unacceptable because that was one of the worst. I can't think of a worse defensive display in a long time. I remember, when Man City played Real Madrid 4-0, Barcelona earlier this season 4-0, El Clasico earlier this season 5-2. Okay, but to Leganés, and I'm being respectful, with all due respect, Leganés are a side that you can't underestimate, as we said in the preview. But I did not expect them to have been able to win this game. I thought they were going to score at least a goal, maybe a consolation goal, but not leading at the Santiago Bernabeu, not potentially winning at the Santiago Bernabeu. And if that happens, and like I said, all due respect, but if Leganés have come to Santiago Bernabeu and have potentially nearly won the game, you have an issue. You do. But it's about how you respond. It's about how you move on, and hopefully, you know, Mendy comes back. Because I think we need a player who can actually defend at left back. Fede Valverde will hopefully, he certainly will be the right back now. I think Lucas Vazquez is starting the sort of less important, I would say, league games. Um, to let to let Fede Valverde rest. But against the big guns, we need to start Mendy when he's back. We need to start Fede Valverde, because these are players that, although they are not the best in that position, but Fede Valverde at right back is 10 times better than Lucas Vazquez, and that's clear to see. Um, but yeah, let me know what thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!